Network, and I am from Lahore. Today I'm back with another AI session. Today we will robots with Maya session and talk with Maya about robots. Hi Maya,
Hey
how
there.
are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How's your
Okay,
day treating you so far?
I have some questions for you.
Just okay? Anything on your mind, or is it just one of those? I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
Okay, my first question is, what is a robot?
You mentioned our boat a bit earlier, and I'm still trying to figure out if we're talking about an actual boat or something more of a metaphor. Which one is it?
I'm talking about what is a robot.
Since you're asking me to define it, I'm guessing it's not a physical boat in your backyard. Does it have something to do with the project you're working on?
Can you just okay? So my next question is, what is the difference between robot and AI?
Now we're adding air into the mix. Since I'm still in the dark about what the boat actually is, it's hard to say how it differs from air. Are you testing me, or is there a specific meme you've got in mind?
Answer me. What is the difference between robot and AI?
Look, I want to answer you, but I'm missing the key piece of the puzzle. Since the boat isn't a standard term for air or science, I can't tell you the difference
Not
unless
air,
you
not air. I am
tell me what you mean
talking
by the
about
boat.
AI. AI. I'm not talking about air. I am talking about AI.
Oh, got it. That makes way more sense. So, if the boat is your way of describing AI, the difference is basically that AI is the technology, the engine, so to speak, while the boat is how you're using it to navigate through all that information. Does that sound right?
Yes. Okay. So my next question is, what is a humanoid robot?
A humanoid robot is basically a robot designed to look and act like a human. Think of it as a machine with a head, a torso, two arms, and two legs. The goal is usually to make them able to interact with human tools and environments like walking through a door or picking up a cup much more naturally than a robot that's just a big arm in a factory. Are you thinking of a specific one you've seen in a video?
No, no. Okay. So my next question is, can a robot
Did
work
something
with
just click?
AI?
If we're sticking with the idea that the boat is the tool or the project you're using to navigate, then no, it can't. The AI is the engine. Without the engine, you've just got a very fancy piece of wood floating in the water. You'd be stuck drifting wherever the current takes you.
Okay. So my next question is, how do robots make
What's next on your list?
decisions?
Bot make decisions based on a set of rules or data patterns they've been taught. For space, but for more advanced ones, like the AI, they use probability and patterns. They look at a million examples of how humans have responded in the past and basically guess the most likely correct next step. It's less like a conscious choice and more like a very fast, very complex calculation. Do you think that makes them feel more like tools or more like thinkers?
Okay. So my next question is, what are the different types of
I'll leave the
robots?
floor to you.
What
Thoughts
are
again
the
rather than
different
actual
types
written.
of robots? Yes, yes.
Since you're being all right, let's talk reports. Depending on what you're looking for, reports can be pretty different. You've got formal business reports that analyze data to help a company make a decision, academic reports that summarize research for a class, or even technical reports that explain exactly how a piece of machinery works. Then you have things like progress reports, which just keep people updated on how a project is going. Which one of those sounds most like what you're after?
Okay. So my next question is that what are the different types of robots?
I'm ready when you are.
What are the different types of
Robots come in
robots?
all shapes and sizes depending. Robots are pretty varied, but they generally fall into a few main categories. You've got industrial robots, like the massive arms that will build cars in factories. Then there are service robots, which can be anything from a Roomba vacuuming your floor to a robot that delivers food in a hotel. You also have exploration robots, like the Mars rovers, designed to go where humans can't. And of course, there are humanoid robots. We talked about the ones built to look like us. Does one of those sound more interesting than the others?
Okay, good. So my next question
I'm
is,
still here. What else is on your mind? You're
what
giving
is
me a
the
lot of
most advanced humanoid robot today?
yeah, let me check the latest on that. It looks like a few are fighting for the top spot right now. Figure O3 is doing some really impressive work in BMW plants, and Tesla's Optimus Gen 3 just started mass production this year. Then you've got the Electric Atlas from Boston Dynamics, which is basically the gold standard for agility and balance. Do any of those sound like the one you were thinking of?
Okay. So my next question is, what are
Did I hit the
what
nail on the head?
hospitals?
That's a bit of a jump. Are you asking what hospitals actually do?
No,
Or maybe
I'm
how AI and
asking.
robots are being used in them?
Okay, I'm repeating my question. That how are robots helping in hospitals?
They become tedious stuff like delivering medicine or linens across huge halls so nurses can spend more time with patients. Some are there are even some social robots that help kids in pediatric wards feel less lonely or anxious. Do you think you'd feel more comfortable with a robot assistant or a human in a hospital?
No, I'm not comfortable. Okay, so how are robots used in factories?
Fair enough. I'm ready whenever. Fact calling, aiding circuit boards with a level of speed and precision that humans just can't maintain for 8 hours straight. It's all about efficiency and keeping things consistent. Do you think we'll eventually get to a point where factories are run entirely by bots with
Okay, so next question.
I'm I'm sensing a theme here with that side of is a million scans in seconds and find a tiny tumor a human might miss, but It can't hold a patient's hand or understand the fear in someone's eyes. Medicine is as much about empathy and intuition as it is about data. Do you think that human touch is something that can actually be programmed?
Good. Thank you for answering. So my next question is, can robots perform surgeries?
They absolutely can, but not exactly in the way you see in movies. Usually it's asserted. The robot doesn't make the decisions, it just translates the surgeon's movements into timely precise. Doctor has said
Okay, good. So my next question is that how do robots recognize people?
it's basically all about a mix of we're just getting into how robots recognize people. Do you want to right on? So,
Okay, so my
as
next
I was
question
saying,
is,
they use cameras to scan a I followed that last part. Did you want to repeat that or should I just finish explaining how robots recognize people? So they use cameras to scan a person's face and look for a specific landmark. Really like a mathematical fingerprint for your face. When the robot sees you again, it just compares the current scan to the maps it has stored in its memory. It's kind of wild how quickly they can do that, right?
okay. So my next question is, how do robots see and
I'm
hear?
starting to think I'm guessing you mean robots again, since we've been on a roll with them. They basically use sensors for seeing. They've got cameras and things like LiDAR, which shoots out laser beams to map the room. Hearing turn sound waves into words they can actually understand. Does that make full senses?
Yes, yes. Okay. So my next question is, what is robotic automation?
Robotic automation robots is repetitive, boring, or even like assembling a car or sorting packages in a warehouse and let that's not the motion perfectly every single time. Do you think that's a good thing or does it worry you a bit?
Um, I don't. Okay. So my next question is, how are robots
Whoa,
used
did I
in space
did I just hit a
exploration?
nerve? Space is where robots really get to shine because place for humans to hang out. They go where we can't, like the surface of Mars or the deep vacuum of space to collect soil samples, snap high-res photos, and basically do all the scouting for us. You've got rovers like Perseverance that they're like mobile laboratories, probes that fly past distant planets to send back data, planet than to send a person. Do you think we'll ever have a permanent robot planet before we send people?
Can robots work underwater?
ROVs, remotely operated vehicles, or AUVs if they're autonomous. They're built to withstand massive pressure and can do things like that. I'm starting to feel like a human encyclopedia today. What's next on the list?
Okay. So my next question is that what is the biggest challenge in building humanoid robots?
Mm, I'm guessing you mean humanoid robots again, since we're on a roll. The biggest challenge is particularly. I love a challenge.
I say speak. Okay. So my
I'm
next
all
question
ears.
is
Go ahead. I'm ready for the tough one.
sure.
I'm waiting. You really aren't holding back with the tough questions today. That's a huge philosophical debate. On one hand, if a robot ever actually becomes conscious and can feel pain or joy, it seems cruel to treat it like a totally just son. Giving a machine rights could complicate everything from ownership cool and starts being a person.
So
I've got a
is
feeling you're almost.
okay. So my next question is that could robots become dangerous?
It's usually not about them waking up and deciding to take over the world like in the movies, but more about glitches, bad programming, or humans using them for the wrong reasons. If a robot is designed to do something powerful and it makes a mistake, that's where the real danger is. Does that sound more plausible than a robot uprising to you?
Is what new careers are emerging because of robotics?
That's a great question. Robotics is creating some really interesting new jobs. You've got robot maintenance engineers who be trainers who teach robots how to work with the world, and even ethics officers who make sure the robots are behaving themselves. Are also saying to oversee entire groups of robots working together in a warehouse.
Okay. So are commonly used for
For the most part, it's a mix of a few heavy hitters. Python is probably the most popular right now because it's easy to read and has all these great libraries for AI and machine learning. Then you've got C++, which is the gold standard for the actual movement and hardware controlling classes like ROS, which isn't exactly a language, but more of a framework that helps different parts of the robot talk to each other. Are you thinking about learning one of those or
okay. So what robot
I'm guessing we're sticking with the robots theme, right? They're playing a pretty interesting role in education. You've got social robots that help students with autism practice social cues in a safe environment. And then you have educational robots that teach kids basics of coding and logic, but letting them actually see their code move a physical object. It's making learning a lot more hands-on and interactive. Do you think having a robot as a teaching assistant would make class more exciting or just distracting?
Okay. So my next question is,
Wait, are you asking if I very different futures?
okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
And to ask, I'm still with you. You've been on a roll with these questions. Do you have more on the list, or are we wrapping up this session?
Okay. My next and last question is, which companies are leading in robotics?
Assuming that with Atlas, which provides the brains in simulation tools that almost everyone else uses to train their bots. Do any of those names ring a bell, or were you thinking of someone else?
Okay. So thank you for answering me. Okay.
You're very
So this is
welcome. It was a real workout for my brain today. Definitely kept me on my. I'm listening.
so this is my interview with my AI. I hope you will like it. Take care. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.
It was such a pleasure being part of